We need the money.
We have enough. Leave me alone.
Do you think only of yourself?
Because no one else will.
Right. Andrew's things. Where are yous? An award. Given to a brave soldier. I believe we found Andrew's things.
This is our best lead yet. Maybe we missed something in the infirmary.
Maybe. After that, we might look for his train band record. "13 years is a long time to live haunted."
White must have a will of iron.
Kept it to himself. Must have been hellish.
Any idea who this ghost might be?
We may know a soldier by his trail of dead. Could be anyone. Pretty empty armory.
Looks like someone's been living in here.
Storeroom. Locked. A metal trinket to mark a life of sacrifice. I bet he'd rather have his sleep back.
At least he made it home.
Aye. Then he didn't. I'll talk to Andrew. Might perk him up a bit. Should have had your breakfast, friend. Anyway, greetings.
I'm Antea Duarte. This here is Red McWraith. We're Banishers. Now, who are you and what do you want? Who are you? This isn't gonna be easy, is it? You chose to manifest. Why is that? Are you looking for help? Are you the ghost haunting Andrew White? Is that a yes or a no? Mute ghosts take forever.
This is pointless. We're hunting in the dark with no light and no spoor.
First, you have to find out what's keeping him from speaking. Andrew won't be much help. But if our friend here can't tell us what he wants, maybe he can show us. Do you want us to follow you? I think he wants us to follow him. He left stains. Clever. I'll keep an eye out so we don't lose them. This way. I'm reminded of one of my first cases. The ghost was mute because the person haunted refused to talk.
So this one is mute because of Andrew.
I don't know. Maybe. Come back.
Come on, you
We're not done here.
bastards. Come play with Teddy.
We better stick around.
Good to see you living, sir. Keep it short, I'm on duty.
I don't usually bring it up, but I was a soldier too.
Thought as much. Where'd you fight?
Well, first I fought my way across half the Highlands. Later I'd fight wherever my paymaster sent me. Bavaria, Bohemia, Austria.
What's your war story then? We all have one.
In a tavern in Paris, with three of my comrades, a Turkman stood us drinks and offered us work, fighting for the Ottomans against the Viennese, and the Poles, the Prussians, and whoever else. And the pay was good, a villa each in Cyprus and slaves all of our own. I said I'd not have slaves and I'd not turn my coat. "I will," said my friend Lucas, "but I'll free the slaves." I shook his hand and wished him well. 9 months later, my band ambushed a Turkish emissary on escort to Venice. I found Lucas by the side of the road. I buried him where he fell.
Well, probably wasn't you who shot him, was it? Hard to know, I suppose. But you know what never leaves? The smell. That sickening, coppery vapor rising as a man's life pools beneath him. For all those brave young boys we send off in search of glory, that stink is their rude awakening.
Easier to die with than live with, perhaps.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. But come. Blood soaks away. Let's not dwell upon the past and men long gone.
Peaceful watch to you.
I'm losing the trail. Hold on.
So, what now?
What did Ceridian say when we first met her?
Once we'd weakened the Nightmare's influence, we could use the Void to enter its lair.
Deborah's grip on the settlers has diminished. We'll return to Ceridian's island. From there, the Void Breach will take us back to New Eden Town.
Just like that, eh?
Well, yes, just like that. Something bothering you.
But aren't we rushing things a little?
We've lost too much time already. We have a nightmare to confront, remember? Sometimes I hate the world. Another free woman, bright, sensitive, kind, murdered by a craven rabble too weak to face its own mediocrity. Cowards hiding behind fake virtue. And for what? They won't even say her name. Why? Why her?
You said it yourself. Deborah was a victim of their fear.
That's not enough. Her murder was another throw of a dice. Why is it always us who have to pay with our lives?
Aye. You did. And I'll regret my failure to my dying day and after it too.
I was not speaking of our situation. When I left Cuba, anything could have befallen me. I was bright, free, talented. Though I had the wrong tongue, the wrong sex, the wrong skin. I defied life. I expected so much more from the world. I was arrogant. Arrogant to believe I needed no one. To shut out my mother and experience curandera. And listen instead to my sister.
Your childhood friend. What happened?
I had little and wanted more. A dangerous thing when you have our type of talent. Anything could have befallen me, but it didn't.
This has been hard for you. For me too. Perhaps we should think of how far we've come together and take heart.
I am dead, Rory. I am dead, and Suna will be gone for good.
You think I don't know this?
Don't make this about you, Red.
I wasn't. Look, all this, it's a lot to endure. We're both exhausted. I know I am.
I cannot tire.
I know. I know how hard it's been for you.
You have no idea. None at all.
I'll do my best to understand, if you'll let me. We should have faith. Look at us. We'll get to where we're going.
Shut up, Red. Shut up. This isn't about what we have conquered or what we have achieved or how far we have journeyed. Look at us. Look at me. I loathe what I've become. Can't you see that?
I was trying to help. I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. Good night.
Antea. Antea? I would have gone with you. Not funny. I have to walk to the stupid bloody island. Antea? Please tell me you're here.
There you are. Ready to go?
I just got here. Can we talk? Why did you leave me alone?
You were not alone. Can we go now?
How come it's not working?
Let's ask Seeker. This all has to end, and I'd rather it was sooner than later.
Aye. Here's hoping.
There's a spectral web here, but it's new. It's stronger, but I think I can do it.
Well,
Is he there?
This'll only take a moment. See?
Well, throwing my weapons through your will is a little unsettling. The spell isn't working. I think she's gone.
The incarnate is hidden away here. Stains bar the path.
Still no ghostly, spectral spiders hiding away in there, no? Good. Where are you, you wee witch? Manual on how to hide from men.
Wish I had one.
How can she find anything in this mess?
Is that really what's important right now?
She draws well. Why is there a letter from Deborah Comenius here?
And who's Grace? No way back to New Eden Town, and no seeker either. Our only clue points to Kate Newsmith. Maybe she knows this Grace, and where to find her. These stains block the way through, like a thick web. Can't hide now. Strange how I barely knew Ceridian, yet feel like I've lost someone deeply important.
Farewell, weed. You're good at that.
I know. I'm ready when you are.
Backed by the Banishers, Helen Priest dethroned Captain Pennington. Dark truths were unearthed. Some secrets remain buried. The survivors must now set aside old sins and build themselves lives worth living. But can Helen Priest lead them into the future, chained as she is to her past?
A ghost damaged the sign. Ingersoll General Stores must live on. Someone's fighting for a cause.
Nathaniel Sather didn't seem the type. The store does, though. Shall we?
Wait, the stain is fading. The stain is fading. This way. The ghost haunting Andrew seems weak. Drawing out the torture the better to enjoy it? Or holding itself back, afraid to feed too much?
If mine had been so kind, maybe I'd have slept nights. I'm jealous.
Don't be. These ones are the worst. Years withering. Decades even. It's an awful way to go. I can help.
Our friend the ghost could have shown us a safer route.
Or he's just playing with us. He wants us to follow him. I'm losing the trail. Hold on.
Spectral nest. I better command them to show themselves.
Nokuhei!
Think I used to count my wolf kills on one hand. Reinforcements!
Think you could take on a ghost?
Have some of that!
Spectral writing on the wall. See for yourself.
Joshua Gouge, gone too soon.
What's it going to say? Joshua Gouge outstayed his welcome. So Joshua is not here for revenge. Our new friend is waiting for us. Here, we can go on. Shall we dance then?
Who's Ned?
Joshua looks kindly on Andrew. What were they to each other?
Brothers in arms, man. You never feel as close to a mate as when you fight by his side. You fight for the man beside you, not for money, not for a king. For your mate.
You have friends from the war. First I've heard of them.
They lost contact. Maybe when this is over, I'll look them up. Most young men are taught to dream of war. And when they get there, they dream of home. They're not busy fighting and dying, that is.
He's leading us somewhere.
Your funeral!
Ready and waiting. Eyes peeled. Corpses. We could manifest what hides here.
Turn out and turn up!
Is that the sound of a corpse dropping its gun?
Get the hell out of there!
Back down to hell! That corpse is taking aim. Try this on. More fun. Back down to hell.
The,
No swings.
that was Anne Wings.
She was collecting something. I wonder what.
We should visit Cotton Peabody at the infirmary.
Words from the past linger here.
Shite! To arms! To arms! They waylay us!
The right flank! Hold them off!
Josh! Behind you!
Goddamn bastard cold! Help me!
Joshua! No!
Nice to meet you again, Joshua.
You want us to help Andrew White give up his guilt and get on with his life. Am I right?
Yes.
We used Andrew's name, and now you can talk a little. We're on the right track.
We know you died fighting by his side. Is that why he feels guilty? Is this why you can't speak?
Yes.
Well, I've been there. I'll do everything I can to help.
And you... trust you.
If help we can.
If only these two could talk to each other.
Andrew needs to start talking. As long as he swallows his guilt, nothing will change. There's a wall between these two, and we must knock it down.
I may be able to do that. Andrew failed to save his friend and blames himself for it.
He shouldn't.
Easier said than done. Sheriff is a queer bird. That shite doesn't wash off.
None of this explains what binds the ghost here.
Is that the sound of a corpse dropping its gun?
God, you're tougher than a gadfly.
Too soft. Get in his face.
Away with you.
I do believe that's wintergreen.
Why would she be collecting wintergreen?
When has a man seen and done too much? As a soldier, a leader, a father.
Here lie the bodies of Ethel and Benjamin Bligh.
Nice gravestone. Must have been wealthy.
McCrae, they tell me Ellen Priest is in charge. Her business ain't mine, as you know, but I suppose it might work out, if she can get some rest.
We could all use some rest, soldier. You'll have to wait. You're not like this, but we must speak of Joshua.
Leave it be. In the past, where it belongs.
Your past is very much present. Your friend Joshua has a message for you.
He wants to take revenge. I know it.
You're no wrong. He wants to give you freedom. He never blamed you. You blamed yourself.
Why would he not seek revenge? He's due it.
He doesn't see it that way.
I shot him. I was trying to save him and I shot him.
Hold on. How did this happen?
We were skirmishing in the forest. 2 Indian fellas bore down on Joshua. Dropped one, but the other had him cold. I was 20 yards away. I raised my musket, pulled the trigger. Bullet went straight through his skull.
Did you admit it later? I mean, no one would have thought the worst of you. A battle like that, well, shite happens.
Shite happens to shite soldiers. I said nothing. I wanted it over. I want it over. I don't want to live. I want to die. Please. Please. Put me out of my misery.
I am duty-bound to protect the living from the dead. Sometimes too from themselves. You can't see it now, but you can learn to live with this. Talk about it. Accept it. You'll come to the point where it stops defining your life and you can set about living in the time you have left.
No. You survived. Now you must live.
Joshua? Is that you? It cannot be. I saw you dead.
It is, old friend. I've tried for the longest time to speak to you, but your guilt took my voice. You must live in peace.
I have done the right. I shot you. I was sure my aim was good, but it was not. I shot you.
It was an accident, Andrew. You tried to save me. You failed, but you may make amends. Until you give yourself peace, I cannot have mine. Save me, Andrew, save me. Give yourself peace and save me.
Joshua, you have spoken. Andrew, you heard. It's time to end the story.
Joshua Gouge, you've lingered in silence for too long. You can go.
I can. Thank you, Banishers. Thank you, Andrew.
Time to say goodbye, boys.
I'm sorry, my friend. I've carried the weight of your death as far as I can.
The debt, if any, is paid. Live your life.
Farewell, Joshua. You've done your duty and more.
Farewell, old friend.
You have no more reason to stay.
I'm good for nothing after that. Thanks for your help. I'll not forget it.
Oh, my good sir. Welcome. How can I help you?
Good day to you. I see you've dropped your prices.
Mr. McCraith? Just the man.
Oh?
I'm in trouble, and I need a banisher.
So, salesman, sell me something, if you can.
My pleasure. Tell me, what do you need and what do you want?
What seems to be the trouble?
I'm sure this sounds silly, but I am an educated man, sir, and when I say this shop is haunted, I say it in all seriousness. We've had unexplained pilfering, though that has stopped since the widow Ingersoll ran away with the cash box. But I hear noises. I'm alone here now, you see. After the horrors this fort endured, could one of these monstrosities be hiding away in the store?
Right. That's a lot. Let me ask a few questions. See if we can sort this out.
Of course. Beg pardon.
You mentioned a problem with pilfering. What's that about?
Bathsheba noticed it first. Cases would go missing. Oil, sugar of all things, spoons.
Do you have a suspect? Any idea where the stolen goods might be?
Not a one, sir, not a one. And if I'm to be honest, I don't care. If they've stolen it, it's because they need it. Apart from the sugar. And apart from the spoons. No one needs that many spoons. Bathsheba said she'd look into it, and I was happy to let her.
You say the widow took her own cash box and fled. Why would she do that?
A moment of madness, sir. Or so I can only surmise.
Did you see her go?
I did. And not just that, I heard a commotion. As if her quarters were being ransacked. I confronted the thief, but it was she herself. She yelled at me, shoved me aside and fled. I picked myself up and went to follow, but she was gone.
I should have a look in her quarters, so... Whose ghost haunts you, do you think? Any enemies? Lost loved ones, perhaps?
I'm well liked, and I've no enemies here. Not since Bathsheba took the cash box and fled. But I'd hardly call her an enemy.
Bathsheba. The eponymous Mrs. Ingersoll, I believe.
The widow Ingersoll, up to split her hair. We've had someone thieving our merchandise. The ghost is the final straw.
To solve your haunting, I must investigate the store. Bathsheba's lodgings, too. I'd like to do so with your permission. May I have it?
For the store, of course. For Bathsheba's lodgings. Well, not for me to say. Do what you have to do, and if she finds out, it won't be from me.
Is it just me, or...?
I felt it too.
It's signed NS. As in Nathaniel.
From whom does he expect a payment, and why? What a mess. Bathsheba left in a hurry.
Anyone home? I'm Red McCraith, the Banisher. Show yourself.
I think we're alone.
The takings are thin indeed. Wouldn't make me want to stay. Voices from the past. Waiting to be heard.
Who does Duchess Muck think she is? Taking my wares, taking my business, taking my dignity. To hell with her. To hell with Helen Priest. I'll leg it to Boston before I let her take what's mine.
Prudent. I can't say I blame her.
Who's that?
Yes. Something's here.
This Thomas must be a good friend indeed. Nathaniel is desperate to see him. We found all we could. Might be time to go after our thief.
Mrs. Ingersoll took a car. Maybe you could follow her tracks.
Not a bad idea, Mr. Sather. Not a bad idea at all. cart tracks. That way. Do you think perhaps the late Mr. Ingersoll may haunt his old store?
Back to save his wife, and with it his store? Perhaps. I doubt it. The tracks continue this way.
Bathsheba must have had motivation to flee in snow like this.
Or desperation. The tracks veer to the right.
Enough! I think I used to count my wolf kills on one hand.
Spectre heading for that corpse.
Not today. Down, boy.
I'm ready to shoot the infested roots after you bruise the heart.
Missing cart. Abandoned. The wheel is stuck.
Farewell, weed. Empty cash box. The widow Ingersoll's, no doubt. Novices really have no idea how many miles a Banisher runs to solve a case.
I once met Nero Fox, the infamous Banisher who solved all his cases from the comfort of his armchair.
I should have become his apprentice.
Thing is, his apprentice was the one that went into the field for him.
A trail of blood. I don't like that.
The tracks continue this way. A safe harbor, should we need a moment's peace.
I think Bathsheba was injured.
Looks that way. What with the blood and torn clothing and all. There's blood here.
The tracks lead into this cave. Must have been really desperate. Here and now, I lift the curtain.
Go away, beasts! Off with you! That's mine! Come back!
Eaten alive. Hope it was quick.
The wolf took a purse. We should find it.
Stay put.
Just die.
Down, boy. Stay put.
Let's search the den. With a wing or so, we'll never again see Boston. Spectre nearby. Big one. I'll summon it now.
Reveal your true self.
Shite.
Reveal yourself!
Pretty wee shite, aren't you? Not strong enough.
Come back here! Where do you think you're going? They never learn, do they?
Damn the crows, you bastard.
Feet on the ground. Hogging all the fun. It's up to no good. Running away, are we?
Hey! Get back here now!
Did we miss a few? Now the...
Never mind.
Do this myself. Devil take you!
Watch out! Spectre possession.
Widow Ingersoll.
Move it, Red!
Here's the belt. The purse is with it.
Keys. Widow Ingersoll's, I don't doubt.
I've seen this symbol in the mines below Fort Jericho.
Why would she have keys to the mines?
Mines. You want to take a look, don't you?
Something's nearby.
Where is it? Spectre, going for a meat suit. Objective incoming.
Down again!
What do we have here?
A chest. Looks untouched.
A useful acquisition.
There's more of them.
Watch out! Spectre possession.
Think you could take on a ghost?
Stop that spectre before it possesses the corpse.
I do not like this place one bit. Here we are. Now, let's find the symbol. Someone's been here already. Looks like Helen found Mrs. Ingersoll's stash. Oil, sugar, salt. Isn't this Nathaniel Sather's stolen merchandise?
Yes, it is. Stay on your feet, Red. Change tack.
Beat it! Die, you bastard!
The ledger for Ingersoll's store. Same base, but with much higher figures.
2 different ledgers, one of which was locked inside a chest. I think I understand. She stole her own merchandise and hid it in the mines. Then she hid the accounts that would expose her lie. Why would she do that?
Helen wanted to take her merchandise. She doesn't want to share, she wants to sell. She's selfish. Nathaniel broke his promise and doesn't regret it.
He gave up everything to help people, including his good word. We should go back to him.
Excuse me.
Mrs. Ingersoll. That you?
I think so, Mr. McWraith. I think so.
Mistress Duarte. Dear Lord, you're a spirit too. What happened?
I was going to ask you the very same question. We found some merchandise stashed away. Oil, sugar, some, spoons. We suspect it was stolen. Is it yours?
I believe it is. Or at least it was.
Helen Priest lays claim to it, for the company.
And how does Helen Priest know about it? Because Nathaniel told her. He broke my confidence. He broke my heart. For the sake of his return to Boston and a life of ease, he'll trample the legacy of those who made him. He betrayed us. I knew what he was up to. That is why I ran. And because I ran, I died.
What are you doing here?
You came to my store. Then you've met Nathaniel. Would you give him a message from me? Tell him he must stay. He made a promise. He must honor it.
So, you haunt Nathaniel. But he told us you stole your own cash box. Why?
Priest took my stock. All I had left was the money. I thought I'd start again somewhere else. Boston, where it all began.
This isn't what you had in mind, eh?
I have business yet. You'll see.
I'll ask you some questions, if you don't mind. What are you to Nathaniel? Where did you meet?
One day, an orphan boy came to our store in Boston hoping to learn the trade. He had this idea that he would sell hats. Everyone needs hats, he'd say. We gave him a job. He's been with us ever since. He's my barker, my salesman. He's born to it. He writes well, too. You should read the letters he sends to his friend, Thomas, in Boston.
Tell me more about Thomas.
He and Nathaniel are very close. Natty writes at least once a month. Were you married, Mistress Duarte? There was a time when I would have judged you if you were not. Now I know better. Love is love, whichever way it comes to you. Natty loves Thomas as well as any man ever loved a woman. Maybe better. What do you think of that?
Love is love, as you say, whichever way it comes to you. And there'll never be too much love in the world. Where are you from?
Boston, originally. Now I'm from New Eden. You?
Cuba, originally. Now I'm from everywhere and nowhere. Was it in Boston where you met your husband?
It was. I went into his shop one day and there he was. And you? Did you meet Mr. McCraith in Cuba?
God, no. We met in London. We met through work.
Yes. It happens. Or so I've heard.
We'll be off then. We'll be in touch.
One would be better than the other, but I'm not sure I know which.
Hunter's roster. And Theodore Shepard is overdue.
May we talk, Mr. Sather?
I'd like nothing more. How can I be of service?
We must talk about the widow's accounts. They're meagre enough.
You surprise me, sir. And by that I mean you do not surprise me in the least. If the coffer was full, I'd be halfway to Boston by now.
Is that why you're selling your stock cheap?
Everything must go, sir. Or I'll not carry this junk back to Boston and the coin will pay my way.
Bathsheba kept the money she owes you, and now you're stuck here. Boston no more than a memory.
That's it, exactly. Now you understand the urgency.
I've bad news for you. I found Bathsheba's body. The wolves got her.
Oh no. Poor widow Ingersoll. I so dearly wish she'd made it safely to Boston. Did you find the cash box?
I found something else. The note. You told Priest exactly where to find the merchandise that Mrs. Ingersoll had hidden in the mines.
Ah. Now, I have a number of excuses, but I get the feeling you won't be interested in any of them. Nor, to be honest, am I. I did the right thing. Followed Bathsheba to her hiding place, and then I told Mrs. Priest where to find it. The stock will keep people alive. Now is no time for commerce.
You lied to your employer. Did she deserve it?
Listen, Bathsheba no longer knew what she was doing. She lived in the past, while we live in the present and the future comes charging towards us. She wallows in grief, to the detriment of her friends and neighbours. She wouldn't give up the goods, so I gave them up for her.
All right. It's time.
I hear you, Mr. Sather. But I'd like to hear Widow Ingersoll's thoughts on the matter too. Wouldn't you?
Dear Lord, what are you?
Worry not, Nathaniel. This is the ghost that haunts the store. Bathsheba Ingersoll.
Back to tell me one more time that you're not going to pay me?
That money is my husband's legacy, and I shall decide what's to be done with it.
Money is mine. I earned it. All those years, I stood by my promise, but you did not. You lied about the books. You cheated me.
I, a cheat? You swore to my husband on his deathbed that the store would go on. You swore an oath to a dying man, and then you broke it.
I swore to help you with your grief. To keep running the store while you mourned. But you did. Instead, you poured your heart into his business. You won't let it go. You won't let him go. I can give you no more time. I have a life to live. Your dead husband does not. You must let me go.
By renouncing his business, you bury my husband a second time. Ingersoll's name will die because of you.
It's time to end this.
Bathsheba Ingersoll, you haunt Nathaniel Sather. You cling to the store, but it's his now. This must stop.
He made a promise. I'll keep him to it. Thieves and confiscators, all of you!
Living, you'd have a right to be angry. Dead, your anger makes you dangerous. Goodbye, Mrs. Ingersoll.
No!
Oh, there! Who's that? Who enters? Oh, thank God. You, Scotsman, help me. Did you see it? Did you see the ghost?
Aye, I did. All right, maybe I can help. Right, soldier, spill. What's going on exactly? What happened to Nurse Wings?
What do you think happened? She died, that's what happened. She died, and now she's trying to take me too.
When did you last see Nurse Wings alive?
Couldn't say. Time is tricky. She was here, then she left, and she came back as a ghost. Still holding her bastard in lancet.
We heard screaming. Was that you? Did no one else answer?
None here gives two shites for their fellows. Too busy looking out for their own asses. I could die screaming in here and none would care till me corpse began to stink.
Why would she want you dead?
She's a ghost. She ain't here for beer and biscuits.
He's right in a way. She is killing him.
Your cough is no better. Worse, if anything.
Aye, it worsens. When she comes, I sicken. She's a better nurse living, I tell you that.
Where does her ghost go, you think?
She comes and goes through a locked door. After that, not a clue.
Is there a key? Or another way in?
Perhaps. This was the blockhouse upon a time. There was a passage out. Through the westernmost tower. I had a key. Search my things in the barracks if they haven't been plundered. Might still be there.
Right, well, I'll look into things. You stay here.
Where in shite you expect I'll go? You stay here. Go on then, cheeky bastard.
So sweet Nurse Wings, kind and caring, comes back as a vengeful ghost.
Maybe the kindness was an act.
If she was acting, she did a bloody good job. As I remember, Peabody's things are here. Perhaps the key is amongst them. All right, we have what we came for. Why would she up and leave like that?
And why has she not come back?
Maybe she had an accident.
She kept records. Maybe she wrote it down. Here's our tower.
found it. My thanks. Mr. McCraith, forgive me. I did not see you there. I see you bring company. How lovely.
Do you remember we talked about how I lost my partner in New Eden?
Such a tragedy. Antea, if I remember rightly?
Antea Duarte. Good to meet you.
But how? Oh my, you lived! Well, this is marvelous news. And good news these days is so terribly rare.
Nurse Wings, I died in New Eden.
Excuse me?
You and I are very much alike, Nurse Wings, don't you think?
Are we? How so?
I'm a ghost, Nurse Wings. And so are you.
Are you sure you're well, Miss Duarte? You sound feverish. Perhaps you need to lie down and rest?
I don't rest, Nurse Wings. Sound familiar?
She won't be told. We'll have to prove it to her.
If you need it, I may still have some vervain. You let me know.
Goodbye, Nurse Wings. For now.
I'll be here. As ever.
Aye. That's the problem.
She won't listen. We must find proof.
She neither sleeps nor eats, but doesn't question it.
She gets her sustenance elsewhere now.
Poor Nurse Wings is losing her grip. Her denial runs deep and Peabody sickens. Her journal spoke of a clifftop hideaway. A cozy wee pub then.
Right. Let's go for a walk.
It's locked all right. A ghost left a blurred fragment of its memory.
There's an echo here, but we need the tie. Anne's medics remind me of my mother's. The oils and ointments, infusions and concoctions.
I bet she knew her business.
She treated the men the slavers worked to death in the fields. Though she had little money, she was very famous. That's what saved her. I think we found her. There's an echo.
How long has she been here?
No more than a few days.
Here's the key to the infirmary.
Imarada sentus.
I see no journal.
It may have slid from her fingers and fallen.
Let's retrieve it.
Shall we? Did we miss a few? I think a way to pass could be near. I need a better angle. No, this isn't good. have another in sight. Ride it out. Show them why they should fear Banishers. It's about to shoot.
Reinforcements! You bastard!
Still impressive.
This looks like the place. Let's find the journal.
She knew something was wrong.
Yet now that she has died, her ghost denies it.
Captain Peabody believes she is pretending.
She doesn't seem the pretending type. We should go back to the infirmary. Anne will surely be there.
Possession incoming.
I feel a draft.
From the invisible.
Spectre nearby. Big one. I'll summon it now.
Now step from the shadows. Turn out and turn up!
Ready and waiting. This isn't over yet. Move, Red.
Why do I get the feeling the fish sick ducks?
They never learn, do they?
And reminds me of More Mackenzie. We hid in her house when we were... She washed our wounds and sang as we buried the dead. Never stopped smiling.
I like her already.
They burned the house down with her inside.
I'm sorry.
Maybe More still haunts the ruins, waiting for the next poor wounded soul.
Hunter's roster. And Theodore Shepard is overdue.
I remember Shepard. He's probably dead.
I raise for now the Veil of Shadows.
Hold still.
Get your filthy hands off me!
That's enough, Mr. Peabody.
Get off me, you evil old frigate!
In his temper, Cotton Peabody gave Anne Wings the disease that killed her.
Oh, still here, are you? What new comedy do you two bring me now?
Remember on the cliff top when you closed your eyes and it felt like you slept for a very long time?
Have you been spying on me?
Remember how when you awoke, you felt lost and distant? How you could not remember who you were? How slowly you came back to yourself? How something drove you to it? Something that felt more important than anything you had ever felt?
No. Yes. My patient needed me. I knew it from my head to my heart.
That's it. That's why you stayed. That's what keeps you here.
My dear, the desire to help my patients means only one thing. It means I'm a nurse.
Cotton Peabody's health concerns you greatly, true?
I'm a very good nurse.
I think you know what he needs. I think you know his remedy.
He must have wintergreen. Fresh oil, decocted, then used as a salve.
Yet, though you treat him, his condition worsens. You must have noticed.
To maintain the illusion of life, you feed upon his essence. Even as you tend to him, you leech his life away.
No. No.
Your memory is fading.
It is not. At least, I don't think it is.
Once you kept meticulous records. Now your notes, if you keep them at all, are chaotic.
It's just that I'm all alone. No one to talk with. No one to share a laugh with. I've gone a little potty.
How long is it since last you slept? How long since last you ate?
Well, I have been very busy.
You're tired but cannot sleep. You're hungry but can't face eating. Time to face the truth.
No, it's just... I'm tired. I forget things. I forget to stop working.
Nurse Wings. Anne. You're dead. Just like Antea. You've convinced yourself you're still alive, but you are not.
But if Mr. Peabody withers by my presence, then why does your woman not wither you?
I would, but I take my strength from other people.
My God! I could never do that!
Then the longer you stay to treat your patient, the quicker he will die.
No. No!
Hold there, Nurse Wings! Anne! I can help you. Let me help you.
She's heading back to where her body lies.
Anne, are you there?
If I take the step, if I fall, I won't die.
No, you won't die.
All I wish was to save a soul. Just one soul at a time. Cotton.
It's time we put an end to this.
The devotion of poor Anne Wings, who even dead kept on caring.
No. Her ghost hungers for essence and calls it caring.
You must get well. 'Tis all I... But by staying, I've been doing you harm. For that, I beg your forgiveness. Oh, Mr. McWraith.
Peabody, we must talk.
This sounds ominous. Where lies the problem?
You're the one who made her sick. The day you spat on Anne Wings, you gave her your disease.
I never spat on... No. Wait. I did. She was at me with the lancet. The pain gave me a wee touch of fury, just for a moment. I gulped without thinking.
You knew you were infectious. You wished to harm her. 'Twas an attack. So, Nurse Wings died trying to heal you. You believe her ghost returns to harm you. Interesting. Well, all good things, they say, come to an end. I'll miss our little chats. Cotton Peabody, your vulgar, disrespectful lack of manners provoked your nurse's death. And yet, even dead, she remains devoted to nursing you back to health.
I'm not afraid of you, you rebel Scottish scumbucket. You'll not be the judge of me.
Even dead, she tries to save you. But you, sir, spit on her grave.
She's dead. Fix it, Banisher. Clean up the mess and banish her.
In any infection, there is, as they say, more than one way to draw the poison out.
Lying, cheating bastard, Banisher. You are the disease.